Welcome back to Kuma English Listening Hub. Today, we're going inside a world that, just 20 years ago, almost no one took seriously. The world of esports arenas and professional gaming. We're going to explore how people playing video games turned into a global sport with huge stadiums, massive screens, and players who train like athletes. Even if you are not a gamer, stay with me. This story is really about how technology, entertainment, and business came together to create something completely new. First, let's answer a simple question. What is esports? Esports is short for electronic sports. It means organized, competitive video gaming. It is not just one game. It is a whole group of games, played professionally with rules, teams, coaches, and tournaments. Some popular esports games are team-based battle games, where two teams fight to control a map. Others are shooting games, sports games like digital football, or strategy games where you have to think several moves ahead. At first, people played these games at home, online, with friends, but over time, the best players began to stand out. Companies started to organize tournaments. Slowly, something strange happened. More and more people wanted to watch, not just play. That is when esports began to move from bedrooms and internet cafes into big arenas. So, what is an esports arena like? Imagine a normal sports stadium, but instead of a grass field, you see a large stage. On the stage, there are 2 rows of tables with powerful computers, gaming chairs, and bright keyboards. Above the players, huge screens show the game so everyone in the audience can see the action. There are lights everywhere. The colors often match the teams. For example, if one team is blue and the other is red, the whole arena might be filled with blue and red light. When the players enter, there's music, cheering, and sometimes fireworks or smoke effects. The audience is not quiet. People shout, sing, and hold up signs for their favorite players. They wear jerseys, just like fans of traditional sports. Some even paint their faces or hair in their team colors. From far away, you might think it is a concert or a basketball game. Only when you look more closely, you see that the players are sitting at computers, wearing headsets, and playing a digital game that is also shown on the big screens. Let's talk about a day in the life of a professional esports player. Many people imagine that pro gamers wake up at noon, play for fun all day, and go to sleep late. In reality, their lives are usually much more organized. A typical professional player might live in a team house or a team apartment. They wake up around 8 or 9 inches in the morning. They eat breakfast, sometimes with a nutrition plan designed by the team. Some teams even have a cook who prepares healthy meals. Then, many teams start the day with exercise. Esports players need a strong back, neck, and arms to sit and play for hours. They also need good blood circulation and general health so they can focus longer. So teams may do stretching, running, or gym workouts. After that, the players start practice. Practice is not just playing games randomly. It is usually divided into different parts. One part is solo training. Each player practices their mechanical skills like aiming, moving quickly, or using abilities at the right time. Another part is team practice. The team enters practice matches against other teams. They try new strategies, test different plans, and review what went well or badly. There is also theory time. Players sit with their coach, watch recordings of previous games, and discuss decisions. They ask questions like, why did we lose control of the map here? Or, how did the other team surprise us? A full workday for a pro player can easily be 8 to 10 hours. It includes breaks, meals, and some rest, but it is still a very intense schedule. Many players say that the job is exciting, but also stressful. Who else works behind the scenes in esports? Of course, players are the stars, but around them, there are many other people. There are coaches. A head coach leads the team's strategy and practice. An analyst studies data and game statistics. Sometimes there are assistant coaches for specific roles or skills. There are also managers. They organize travel, contracts, and communication with sponsors. Team owners or organizations provide money, training rooms, and marketing. At the arena itself, there are event organizers, referees, and technical staff. Referees check that rules are followed and that there is no cheating. Technical staff make sure all the computers, internet, lights, and screens work perfectly. Then there are shoutcasters and hosts. A shoutcaster is like a sports commentator. They explain what is happening in the game, react to big moments, and help the audience understand complex strategies. Finally, there are content creators, photographers, and social media managers. They make short videos, interviews, and photos to share with fans online. So an esports arena is not only full of players, it is full of people working together, just like in traditional sports or in a theater production. You might ask, how did esports grow from small internet cafes to huge arenas? There are several reasons. First, internet connections became much faster and cheaper. That allowed more people to play online and to watch live streams of games. Second, video platforms made it easy to follow your favorite players. People could subscribe, chat live, and feel close to these gamers even if they lived in a different country. Third, game companies saw an opportunity. They realized that if people watched their game as a sport, they would also want to play it. So companies started to invest money in tournaments, prize pools, and production. At the same time, sponsors noticed that millions of young people were watching esports. These viewers might not watch traditional TV, but they did watch esports tournaments online. So brands that wanted to reach young audiences started to sponsor teams, events, and players. Slowly, the ecosystem grew. Leagues were created. Some countries built dedicated esports arenas, designed especially for gaming events. Universities started offering scholarships to talented players. Today, some esports world championships fill stadiums with tens of thousands of people. Online, millions more watch streams at the same time. But why do people enjoy watching someone else play a game instead of playing it themselves? In fact, this is not new. In traditional sports, most fans do not play football like professionals. They still enjoy watching the best players in the world. It is the same with esports. People watch for different reasons. Some watch for skill. Professional players have incredible reaction time and decision-making. They do things that normal players cannot do. Others watch for strategy. Esports games often have deep, complex rules. Fans enjoy discussing tactics, team compositions, and game plans. Some watch for personality. Many pro players are funny, emotional, or unique in some way. Fans feel connected to them as people. And some watch for the live experience. Being in an arena with thousands of fans, feeling the excitement when a team makes an amazing comeback can be very powerful. So, in the end, watching esports is not so different from watching any other sport or show. It is a mix of talent, drama, and shared emotions. Let's look at some challenges in the esports world. First, there is the issue of health. Playing for many hours can cause problems like back pain, eye strain, or wrist injuries. The pressure to win can also create mental stress, anxiety, or burnout. To deal with this, many teams now work with doctors, physiotherapists, and psychologists. They teach players to stretch, to take breaks, and to manage stress. Some organizations limit practice hours to protect their players. Another challenge is career length. In many games, the reaction speed of a player is very important. Some players feel less sharp when they reach their late 20s, so their professional career might be short. Because of this, good teams encourage players to think about their future. Some become coaches or analysts. Others become streamers or content creators. A few go back to school or start a business. There are also questions of fairness. Esports needs clear rules about cheating, match fixing, and drugs. Most major tournaments now have strict checks and anti-cheating systems. Finally, there is the challenge of stability. Games can become less popular. Companies can change rules or stop supporting a title. That means players sometimes have to switch games or even leave the scene. Now, let's talk about culture. What is it like to be a fan in an esports arena? In many ways, it is very international. Teams often have players from different countries. English is commonly used as a team language, even when no player is a native speaker. Fans come from all over the world, and esports events sometimes feel like a global festival. You can hear different languages in the crowd. People share memes and jokes from online communities. They wear merchandise from teams that started in another continent. At the same time, local culture also appears. For example, some countries have very loud, energetic audiences that like to chant and sing. Others are more quiet and analytical, clapping politely and focusing on the strategy. Cosplay is also popular. Some fans dress up as characters from the game. This adds color and creativity to the arena. The result is a very modern kind of fan culture which mixes digital life, gaming, and real world events. You might be wondering, will esports ever become exactly like traditional sports? Some people think yes. They imagine esports in the Olympics, national teams, and stadiums in every big city. Others think esports will stay different. They say that digital games change too fast. A game that is popular today might be gone in 10 years. So it is hard to build a tradition like football or basketball. Probably the future is somewhere in the middle. Esports may not completely copy traditional sports, but it will continue to grow, change, and professionalize. We are already seeing signs of this. Some football clubs have their own esports teams. Some sports channels broadcast esports matches. More parents now understand that esports is not just wasting time, but can be a real career, or at least a serious hobby. Finally, how can you use esports to practice your English? Here are a few ideas. First, you can watch English-speaking commentators. Shoutcasters often speak quickly and with a lot of emotion, but you can turn on subtitles and pause when you need to. This is good for listening practice and for learning sports-style vocabulary. Second, you can watch player interviews or documentaries. These are usually slower and more conversational. They are great for learning how people describe their goals, feelings, and daily routines. Third, if you play games online, you can join English-speaking communities. Of course, you should always be safe and polite, but meeting teammates from other countries can help you practice real communication, giving instructions, asking for help, and reacting to fast situations. You do not have to love esports to use it for language learning. You can simply choose a few videos, focus on the English, and ignore the game details if you want. Let's quickly review the main points from today's episode. Esports are organized, competitive video games played by professional teams in arenas and watched by millions of fans. Esports arenas look and feel like traditional sports stadiums, but the field is digital and the action happens on screens. Professional players follow strict training routines with long practice hours, coaches, and even fitness and mental support. Behind the players, there is a whole industry: managers, analysts, event organizers, shoutcasters, and many more. Esports grew because of fast internet streaming platforms and investment from game companies and sponsors. Fans watch for skill, strategy, personality, and the shared live experience. The industry also faces challenges such as health, career length, fairness, and stability. And finally, esports can be a useful tool for improving your English listening and communication skills. As you finish this episode, think about this question. What activity do you enjoy watching, even if you are not very good at doing it yourself? Is it a sport, a dance performance, a cooking show, or maybe esports? Thank you for listening to Kuma English Listening Hub. If you enjoyed this episode, you can listen again to catch new words, or shadow the audio by speaking along with it. That way, you practice both listening and speaking. See you next time, and happy learning.